What's up, YouTube? It's Leanna. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. I'm here with my friend Diana.
Hi.
And little Zanny. Say hi, Zan. Can you look right there and say hi?
No.
And we are going to do a new mom Q&A. I don't have Alani with me. She's home with the family. I'm visiting Callie right now. So she drove down about, what, 3 hours?
Yeah, it was 3.
To see us. And this is our first time that we've seen each other since being pregnant. So just a little backstory about us. We found out the same day, like the exact same day that we were pregnant. She ended up messaging me and she was just like... I don't even know how. Yeah, she was like, I gotta tell you something, and then I was like, oh my god, you're pregnant, and then she was like, yes, and I was like, me too, and just from there, I guess history made itself. Yeah. So Alani was actually born on December 20th, and then Zan was born on December 9th, so they're 11 days apart. And yeah, we just been through our whole pregnancy together and tackling this whole new mom stuff together, I guess.
Yeah.
So we thought it would be fun to do a new mom Q&A. So she has the questions and we're just gonna go over the questions that people sent us. And yeah.
Number 1, how's your vagina doing after birth?
Mine is doing great. She's good.
Mine's fantastic. No complaints.
No, yeah, I didn't tear during birth.
I did, slightly.
Yeah, okay, so I lied. I teared very little, but I didn't need stitches or anything. Did you need stitches?
I got 2. I got 2 stitches.
Oh, so yeah, homegirls is doing good.
Yeah, she's great. Would you do it again?
Yeah, I would.
Absolutely. I want more already.
I know, me too.
I was holding him like in the hospital and I was like, damn, I want more. Like literally after.
The other night I was looking at pictures of Alani and when she was first born, and I was just watching her sleep and I was just like bawling my eyes out, and David's like, what is wrong? And I was like, she's growing so fast.
I have those moments too.
Yeah.
Did you experience postpartum depression? If so, how was that experience? I wouldn't say that I did. I've had like depressing days, but I feel like it's just kind of normal, hormonal, nothing crazy where I've had to be like diagnosed like you have postpartum depression.
So I didn't have postpartum depression, but I experienced like the baby blues, and it's basically kind of like postpartum depression, but you just experience it for like a week to 2 after birth. So like, if you guys been following my journey, you guys know like we really tried for Alani, and then when I had her and I was just like looking at her, I know this sounds so mean, but like I didn't feel like an instant connection with her. Like I didn't feel like she was my baby, and everyone kept talking about how she looked like David anyway, so it didn't help. So I would like look at her, and obviously I loved her so much and everything, but I just didn't feel like that instant connection with her. So I just felt really bad because I'm like, God, I prayed so hard for this baby and now she's here and like I don't feel anything.
Yeah. I feel like that, I don't know if maybe it's just us, because I literally when they first put him on my chest and like I was doing skin to skin, I was looking at him and I think I was so in shock that I didn't feel like an instant connection. I was more like, oh my God, like you're really outside of my belly, like I'm really holding you. I was just like in shock, I think.
Yeah, so but like I said, it only lasted for about like a week or 2, like probably 2 weeks the most, but I would like find myself crying just randomly. Like I felt really uncomfortable in my own home, and I don't know why. Like I felt like I was homesick, but I was home. But after like that week and a half, 2 weeks, after that I was fine. So I wouldn't say I experienced postpartum depression, but definitely baby blues I had.
I think I had some baby blues, but
and we have our Starbucks. We don't have a Target. Oh, we're in the Target parking lot. I don't know if I mentioned that, but where I live now, we don't have a Target, so definitely took advantage. And I don't even drink Starbucks like that, but every time I go to Target, I have to have one, so.
Xander, I'm moving my phone. Okay. Next question. How long after did you poke your vagina again?
Wow. I waited until 6 weeks, my 6 weeks of like appointment, to make sure that everything was good. But even after that, I'm not gonna lie, I guess just because my hormonals were all over the place, I really didn't want to be like touched or anything like that. So it was probably like a good 2.5, 3 months before.
Dying.
Sorry, I know it's so bad.
Just kidding.
But again, like my hormones were all over the place, so I guess I was just like, you know, you need everything just like balance out. And
yeah, take some time.
Yeah, so about like 2.5, 3 months. I know. Sorry, babe. You?
I waited a couple months. Let's just say a couple months. How is it being a mom?
I'll let you start since you have Zan.
I love this little boy so much. I would do it all over again.
Yeah.
I really would. I wouldn't change a thing. Well, nothing to do with him, but other things.
I love being a mom so much. I really wish Alani was here because she's just so like
cute,
smiley.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
she's so cute.
She just smiles and giggles all the time. So even if I'm like having a bad day, or if she's getting like a little fussy or something, and I'm like a little frustrated, and I just look at her and she starts smiling, it's just, I don't know, it just makes it all worth it.
Definitely.
I can't explain it. Like people always say like being a mom is like a whole new experience, but like you really can't explain what it's like until until you go through it.
Same thing with like birth. Everyone tries to, you try to prepare and everyone tries to tell you about it, but until you go through it, like you just don't know. So it could just go anyway, and it's like you can't ever really prepare.
I think didn't you have a birth plan too?
Yes and no. I didn't actually write one up, but I know what I wanted and what I didn't want.
So I actually wrote a birth plan out, and I ended up not even like when I went in, they were like, do you have a birth plan? And I was like, I do, but we're not going to use it, so whatever happens. I'm trying to fix my brightness.
No.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
Oh yeah, this one. But wait, there's more. Oh, this one's for you. How has your relationship with your partner changed since having the baby? Is it stronger? Is it weaker? Spill the tea, girl.
So I would say overall, I feel like David and I always had a very strong relationship. I feel like our communication skills are good. I mean, there's times where like he annoys me, I annoys him, like normal like marital problems. But I think after seeing him with Alani and like how he is as a dad, like I feel like there's a new level of love there, especially like how loving he is towards her. I mean, as a man, I'm pretty sure like y'all females be experiencing this with y'all men, like sometimes I feel like they don't really understand like how to deal with the baby. Like obviously we have our motherly instincts that kick in and they don't, so sometimes it is a little quite frustrating because he'll just be like, I don't know what to do with her, or she's crying, I don't know what to do, she's changing, she's fed, and I'm like, well, is she gassy, like does she need to be changed position, like all this stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't say that having a baby hindered our relationship in any way. I think if anything, it did make us stronger and brought our relationship just to a new level. Now we're like an actual family.
That's nice. How does your body feel now, like since
so we're both 5 months postpartum. You'll be 6 months postpartum soon.
Next week.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Papi, you're almost 6 months. Yeah. Okay, so how does your body feel being 6 months postpartum?
I feel good, but at the same time, I feel like gross. I feel gross. Like I just want to get my body back. I just want to get back into my gym routine, meal prepping again. I feel like that'll help me a lot. Like especially with my confidence. Like my confidence is like gone.
So when I gave birth, within like a week and a half, I already had dropped 20 pounds like this. It was really quick that I lost 20 pounds. In total, I gained 100, or not 100, oh my god. Dang. In total, I gained 30 pounds. My whole pregnancy, 35 pounds I gained my whole pregnancy. So I lost the 20 pounds, and like these last 15 pounds, it's just been so hard to lose. I'm also breastfeeding, so they say like when you're breastfeeding that you like, oh my god, it's like you're attacking your mama? They say when you breastfeed, like you lose weight really easy. So yeah, I lost the weight, but you're also very hungry when you're breastfeeding. So David won't finish his meal and I will eat it. Like, I'm eating legit for 2. So I feel like it's hard trying to lose like my last extra pounds. I mean, I could probably like watch what I eat a little better, but overall I feel really good. I just really want to lose like those last 15 pounds. But other than my weight, everything else I feel completely normal.
Yeah, I feel normal too. I would say that. What's the hardest part about being a mom and the best part?
You could go first.
Okay. Well,
I gotta think about it.
The hardest part for me is doing it alone. There's times where it's just hard to do like everyday things just because I have to tend to him. So it would be so much easier if I had and the best part is just like having him, just like the love, the connection that you feel with them, watching them grow is very I love it, but it's bittersweet. I cry. Yeah. I look at his baby pictures babies too and I just cry. I'm like, oh, I can't believe you're about to be 6 months. Yeah. And their smile, oh my god, their smile, their laugh, it's like, it makes everything all worth it.
Yeah, definitely. So I would say I would agree with her for the hardest part. Like, I do have David at the house helping me, but now he's back at work, so it's just me and Alani at the house together before I start going back to work. So there is times where like I'm cleaning or I'm cooking or I'm wanting to do something and she needs to be fed or she needs to be changed, you know. Yeah. So and sometimes she does get into like little moods. For the most part, she is such an easy baby, and same thing with Zan. You said he's like a very easy baby, really chill. Like both of them you could take out in public and you don't have to worry about them like throwing a tantrum or anything. So I would say the hardest part is just trying to do stuff around the house and attend to the baby at the same time. It can get a little overwhelming. And then it was the best part, right? Yes. Yeah, I think like we said earlier, like the best part is just seeing their smile, and I don't know, there's something like you could, when they look at you, you could just tell like that they know you're their mom. Yeah. Like they'll be looking at everyone else in the room, and then like when they look at you, they just smile different. Yeah, like, bigger, I don't know. Like their eyes just like light up. Oh, it's, I don't know. Or like when sometimes when I hold her and then she just like rests her head on me and she just like snuggles into me, like, yeah, it's probably the best part about being a mom. Yeah. Okay, so do you recommend getting an epidural? We had different experiences with that. You didn't have one, right? I did. Oh, but it didn't last. It only lasted 10 minutes, and then I was back at the excruciating pain. It was terrible. My epidural was life. I loved it. I feel like maybe, yeah, if you could handle, I guess if you want to go natural, even though I still think having an epidural is still natural. I think anyway you have a baby, like it's a natural thing, like, right. But yeah, I guess it depends on your pain level. If you guys haven't seen my labor and delivery vlog, go watch it, because I talk about my epidural on there. But I had contractions. My contractions weren't that bad. I would say they were about like 6 or 7 in pain level, but they were just really close to each other. They were probably like 2 to 3 minutes apart. So just having that constant pain, I was like, okay, just after 2 hours, I was like, I need an epidural. Once I got the epidural, I was in bed, like sleeping up until the time where I started pushing. So I would probably, like, when I give birth, hopefully I get to like experience giving birth again. Probably as soon as I go in, I'm like, yeah, epidural me, because I'm just gonna sleep again till the baby comes. I think I'll try it again just to see if the next time will be any different. Yeah. I mean, I want to, because obviously when you get to that level where it's just contraction after contraction and you can't really get a break, you're just like, I want that relief. I need something, but at the same time, since I kind of basically did it without one, because I felt everything the whole time, I was like, maybe I can do it again. But and okay, so I was really scared about getting epidural at first too, because I heard it hurts when it goes into your back. I didn't feel anything, and I don't know if I didn't feel anything because I was just feeling everything else that I didn't feel the epidural. But overall, I had a really good experience with my epidural.
Other than it wearing off, like going, like the needle and everything,
yeah,
like I didn't. It was nothing compared to the contractions. Should you wake a sleeping baby to feed them?
No.
No. They will wake up on their own. They will let you know when they're hungry. Like, let them rest.
So I was told when I was in the hospital, they wanted me to wake up Alani every 3 hours, and they said when I go home to like wake her up to feed her. I didn't do that. Like she said, they're gonna wake up on their own when they want to eat. Like they're not gonna starve themselves. They'll let you know if they're hungry. So if she's sleeping, I let her sleep. I don't even have her on a sleep schedule.
Schedule, feeding schedule. I don't do that.
Whenever she's hungry, she'll let me know. Whenever she wants to sleep, I let her sleep, and she still sleeps throughout the night. But you know, I know some babies aren't like that. I would say are just pretty lucky to have honestly how they are. So yeah, don't wake a sleeping. Well, it's up to you, but I wouldn't recommend waking up a baby to feed them.
How long before you take a newborn in public?
Okay, so I didn't take Alani out until she was about a month, and even when she was about a month, I was kind of like cautious about everything. I think more so because of the pandemic, and I didn't want people touching her, and I saw a lot of stuff about, was it RSV? Yeah, so I told everyone, like, don't kiss her, like don't kiss her hands, don't kiss her heads. But after a month, I did start taking her out. I didn't want to like completely shelter her to the point where like if she was to go outside, she would just immediately like blow up or something, you know, like germs everywhere, don't touch me. But I waited a month. I don't know, how long did you wait?
I didn't wait that long. So he was born the 9th, so holidays and everything came right after, and my family's big on celebrating, so we have a lot of December birthdays too. So I took him out, but I had him in the baby carrier, and I only let certain people hold him.
Yeah.
So I was kind of cautious, kind of not. Well, this question says, when can you first bathe your newborn?
Okay, so why they still have the umbilical cord connected to them, you're not supposed to put them in water at all, like, because their little belly button could get infected. But you can like wipe them down with the cloth and everything. Alani's I think fell out 9 days after having her. Zan's
fell out pretty soon. It wasn't even a week.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't even a week.
Yeah, I want to say, I think it was 9 days. 6 or 9, one of those two. So once that fell out, I was still like wiping her with a cloth, and then I started bathing her. But even now, I don't bathe her every day. I bathe her about like every 3 days because their skin is so delicate.
I bathe him every 2 or so days. They say as long as you moisturize him. Yeah.
I guess it depends on you, but
yeah. And last question.
Well, I have one here that someone, so that one is the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you have handled childbirth differently, and why? Like, looking back, do you think you would have done anything different, or like?
No, I would. Like, my labor and delivery, like I said, was so easy, and I had such a good experience that if I was to give birth again, I would want it to be like exactly like how it was the first time. So I wouldn't do anything different because I really enjoyed my delivery.
Like, how we prepared and we packed, and like it was a lot, but I think everything we packed I used.
Oh, that is a good point. I didn't even think about that.
I was really comfortable. Like, I brought a pillow from home. I brought like his boppy, which helped when I started breastfeeding at the hospital. So just things like that.
Everything that I packed as well, I used, and I do have a video on that. But I think I want to do like an updated video showing like things that I actually used, because there's only probably like 2 or 3 things that I didn't use out of my bag. I didn't use pajamas. I packed like 2 pairs of pajamas. I didn't use the pajamas at all either. And I didn't use my fan. I had a little handheld fan. I didn't use that.
I wish I would have used it, because girl, I was sweating.
Yeah.
I was sweating.
I mainly stayed in my robe and like my little hospital socks, and I was so comfortable in that. So Bring a robe with you to the hospital.
Robes are nice.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you, puppy. You got a little breed. Oh,
ew.
Can I eat my hand? Okay, so then the last question we have, it is any breast milk supply tips. So I do want to do like a whole big video on pumping, because Alani doesn't latch. So I mean, technically she's breastfed, but you know, she just doesn't latch on me. So I do exclusively pumping. But just like really quick off the top of my head, you need to like make sure you're on a set schedule. I think the hardest part was, you could kind of talk about what was hard for you, but you definitely want to make sure you're staying on a schedule and pumping at least like every 3 hours. Or you could also feel too like when you need to release. Drinking plenty of water, make sure like you're eating, because obviously everything that you're intaking is what you're giving to the baby. So I would say staying on a schedule and being hydrated and eating well are like the two main things to like help you with your supply.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, well, I wanted to say like I failed at being on a schedule, but you know, a fed baby is best.
I wouldn't say she failed. I would say she probably just wasn't as knowledgeable.
Yeah,
maybe.
I am now, which, you know, I was doing fine. I could have stayed doing it, but he's formula fed. I didn't keep up with the schedule. Like eating a good nutritious balanced meal was hard for me. My appetite afterwards was really weird. I wasn't hungry a lot of the time, so I had to force feed myself, and that was hard. But
you also said that you felt like you wasn't producing enough. Which like I think a lot of the times, like new moms see other moms with like a huge freezer stash, and they think, oh, I'm not producing that much to freeze milk, so I'm not producing what I'm supposed to be producing. Which that it's not the case at all. Like if you're producing anything extra to where you're able to save it, you're considered an oversupplier.
Yeah.
As long as your baby is gaining weight and there's like wet diapers, like you're good.
Those are the two biggest factors that will let you know.
I will leave a link below too, where it kind of like talks about how much you should be producing, that you could read up on so you could see, because I think it says anywhere between like 2 to 4 ounces every 3 hours is what you're supposed to be having. Anything more is, like I said, oversupplier. Anything less, then you might have to like supplement with. But reach out to a lactation consultant too, because they help a lot. I had one in the hospital and she helped me a lot, so so that is all of our questions that we have for now. If you guys have any more, drop them in the comments below. I will have my Instagram name linked if you want to reach out to me. I'll have hers linked as well. So if you want to reach out to her. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and hit that bell so that way you never miss a video with me. And until next time, bye guys.